a huge issue for emotional healing is the whole capacity thing. And if a person does not have enough capacity to stay emotionally connected in a traumatic memory, the processing stops at that point. If the intensity of the memory exceeds their capacity, they'll disconnect, and all healing work stops at that point. And which is the reason why a certain group of folks, other techniques just wouldn't work. I did Theophostic for a number of years. I still use a lot of those tools. Some people it worked brilliantly, but there were certain folks that no matter what I did, they would bounce out at a certain point, same point every time, over and over again. And all the troubleshooting about why are you choosing not to go in, what are you afraid of, all the troubleshooting didn't work because they simply didn't have the capacity to stay connected all the way through. Now, in those same places, if the person is perceiving the Lord's presence with them, it just changes the equation dramatically. And places that we hadn't been able to go through over and over again, they're able to go through perceiving Jesus as they go. And often, actually, people will temporarily lose the perception of Jesus when they go into a traumatic memory. They'll start out being able to perceive him. That helps, that increases their capacity, just perceiving him, positive connection, sensing his presence. And when they first go into a new traumatic memory, they'll be temporarily unable to perceive his presence. And the first thing I do is help them connect with Jesus in the memory, which if they're able to stay in long enough to do that, then they're fine. Now, what's really cool, what Pastor Patti just described, is we've seen a number of people who, it seems like a common pathway, that for folks who do that regularly and get good at that and just get more and more experience with Immanuel and connection, they don't lose him in between. They connect with him at the beginning in the positive memory, and they perceive his presence with them as they go to the negative memory. And as they go and when they arrive, they perceive his presence, and there's not any point at which they lose the perception of his presence. And that process is really sweet and powerful and gentle, where there's not any part of the process where they're dealing with the pain and the darkness on their own. They actually perceive him going with them as they go, which very, very cool, very, just has lots of implications.
Yeah, wonderfully transferable to your life as a Christian. So you're driving down the street, Jesus, help me to perceive your presence, and lo and behold, he's in the car, or running alongside, or wherever. And I woke up from a bad dream the other day, like 2 days ago. Just one of those dreams where I was working hard, and weren't any monsters, but just I was working hard and trying to fix things and whatever it was. And I woke up and realized that Jesus was standing right by my bed, and he just simply took my hand. Now, I didn't talk to him. I didn't expect it, but David does talk about that, doesn't he? And so, as I woke up, before I could do my stuff, recognizing him there, took my hand, and the bad dream was no longer a problem. So when we practice here and we get more and more healing, then it's interesting because people start reporting Jesus sightings. And it changes their lives because their solution is with them all the time. Now, he is, isn't he? He won't leave you, forsake you, that kind of a thing. And it's just the reality of what Scripture tells us that we're experiencing.